Okay, here's another one. We hadn't talked about these in a long time. This is a linear inequality. The question says, so this is our EOC journal, one of our last couple. This video is actually going to have two different topics. This one is linear inequalities. Haven't talked about linear inequalities for a while. This one says, which of the following inequalities does this graph represent? Okay. Again, without looking at our answer choices, we can go ahead and start to write our inequality. Remember, linear inequality is written very similar to y equals mx plus b. The only difference is going to be that this equal sign is going to turn into an inequality sign. So we can go ahead and write the inequality for this. So what can you determine right away? The easiest thing to find usually is the y-intercept on a graph. Where does the graph cross the y-axis? It looks like it crosses at -2. So I have blank x minus 2. So now I need to find the slope. Well, if I look at my slope, I can start here at the y-intercept because that gives my best point, and I got to find another good point, which seems to be at 1, 1. So if I just count my rise over my run, I would go 1, 2, 3, because remember, slope is rise over run when you're dealing with a graph. So my rise now is positive 3, and then my run is 1. So my slope is 3, which makes sense. It should be positive because my graph is going in the upward direction, meaning it's a positive slope. So now I have created a y something. I still got to fill in that spot right there, that blank spot right there, y something. Okay, so we have to figure out now what that sign is. I think I already said that, but we got to figure out what the sign is that goes in between there. So I'm going to go ahead and erase what I have on the graph. Whoop, not like that. And let's take a look. I know it's hard to tell from this copy, but this is all shaded here. So that's important. That helps us identify what we're looking for. So remember, one of the techniques that we can use to determine what this shaded means is, if you are shaded above the y-intercept, that means it is greater than. So if I look at my y-intercept, which is right here again, is my shading above the y-intercept? Yeah, this is above the y-intercept, so that means it's greater than. So if it was below, so I know that y now is greater than. If it was below, it would have been shaded down here, but it's not. And then the other thing we have to do is determine if it's equal to, we need to actually look at the line itself. Remember, a solid line, if it's a solid line, it is equal to dotted, it is not equal to. So in this case, it's a solid line, so we put that equal to sign under there. So to clean it up, I now have y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 2. And that is my answer. All right, let's take a look at one more. All right, let's look at our last topic that we're going to do. So you need to make sure you have all 15 topics in there. And this is EOC journal. And this is domain and range. Now, I know that one of the things that we look at when we look at domain and range is we're looking at a graph and we're trying to determine what the domain and range is from a graph. And that is somewhat more difficult. But in this case here, this problem's a little bit different. And I want to make sure that we remember how to do this. It says, what is the range of the function? And again, it's asking for range. What does range mean? Y values. So what is the range of the function f of x equals x squared plus 3 when the domain is -1, 2, and 4? So what does domain mean? If range means x value, y values, domain is x values. This should be a very simple problem for you. All you have to do is take these and plug them in to x. Okay? So take your function, and it's putting it in function notation form for you, and then plug each one. So you want to find f of negative 1. You want to find f of 2. And you want to find f of 4. Okay? F of negative 1 is equal to negative 1 squared plus 3. This equals negative 1 squared is 1 plus 3. So f of negative 1 is 4. So when our x value is negative 1, our y value is positive 4. Okay? Let's check the next one. F of 2 equals 2 squared plus 3. F of 2 equals 4 plus 7. F of 2 equals 11. So when our x value is 11, our y value is, when our x value is 2, our y value is 11. Now probably here, we can go ahead and stop, because if we get two answers, they're probably both going to be in our answer choices. We need to go ahead and check that. So if I need to find 4 and 11 in that order, okay, and I don't even see that on here, so we've made a mistake. Oh, sorry, let me go back. You probably caught this before I did. This is not 7 here. This should be 3, and then this makes this 7. I jumped the gun on myself a little bit. Okay, so when our x value is 2, our y value is 7. Okay, so then I can go ahead and look into my answer choices and find 4 and 7 in that order. And it needs to be in order. That's important. And there's 4 and there's 7, so this is my answer choice right here. I'm not going to mark any of these out because I didn't prove them to be wrong. I just found the right answers, and that's it. I don't know that those are wrong necessarily. Okay, so I'm not going to mark those out. So I might need to check this again later. And the way I could check this is I could go ahead and plug in 4 to check it if I wanted to after I've gone through the test and come back. Thing you want to keep in mind here is sometimes they'll trick you up because it's easy to say what is the range when domain, because we're so used to plugging in x and solving for y. You got to be careful, because if it gives you the range now, if it gives you the y value, then you have to solve for x. And that happens quite a bit to try to trick you up on that. Okay, if you have any questions, please email me. I know it's already, it's 8 o'clock almost on Sunday night, but again, you need to make sure you understand all this. Alrighty.